This is Jimmy Martin with the Office of Community Development. We're going to talk about Section 3 summary reports. These are for grants that are prior to the 2021 grants. So any grant that is 2020 or back would require the Section 3 summary reports. If you have a 21, it's going to be a different reporting category. But we'll just go through the Section 3 summary report for the older grants. As you can see over here in block 1, you're going to put the name of the grantee and the address. In block 2, you're going to put your contract number. In 3, you're going to put the total amount of CDBG money paid or will be paid on with contracts. So any contract money that's paid by CDBG. This is not the amount of the grant award that you were given, but the amount of money that will be spent on contracts using CDBG money. 4 is the contact person. 5 is their phone number. 6, we have 3-year grants. So if you're still on your first contract, you would put 3 years. If for some reason you're on a second contract and it's a 4 or 5 years, however that long that is. The reporting period, one of the easiest things to do is just to put the dates of the contract. For 8, you're going to put the date that you submitted it. For box 9 here, you're going to put 8. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see what 8 is. 8 is CDBG state administered. And then 10 for program name, you're going to put CDBG state administered, just like it says down at the bottom. Okay, in part 1, for this purpose, we're going to assume that there were no new hires. So therefore, you would put zeros all the way across and then total them up down at the bottom. If for some reason there was a new hire, you would put them in the appropriate category and then do the numbers and percentages, okay? Now, when you get to page 2, this is CDBG money and paid or will be paid out on contracts. So for number 1, this is the amount that's going to be paid for construction. And for 2, this is the amount that would be paid for, say, admin and or engineering. And when you add both of these numbers up, it should equal the number listed here in number 3 on page 1. Once again, for our purposes, we're going to assume that there were no Section 3 businesses utilized, and this will be the case for most of the time because most of your contractors are going to be coming from out of the parish anyway, and most of the time they have a crew already, and there are very few Section 3 businesses that do this type of work. However, if you do have one, you would then put your numbers accordingly in B, C, and D for both parts. Now, for this one, obviously, now you would have to do this no matter what you put in here, but for this one, obviously, you didn't have any new hires and you didn't have any Section 3 businesses. So therefore, we need to know what we did to try to attempt to recruit Section 3 businesses. In this, I checked off 1, 2, and 5. And when you check off 5, you have to write down what it is that you did. So an example would be held a job fair. In our handbook, it shows different things that you can do to try to meet Section 3. Just because you don't meet Section 3 doesn't mean that we are finding. We have to show that you made a good faith effort, is what HUD refers to it as, make some kind of good faith effort to meet Section 3. So in this sense, in this case, we have 1, we have 2, and then for 5, you held a job fair. But like I said, in the handbook, you have different ways that you can do that. So anything that you've done, you just go ahead and list it all here. And that's the way you do the Section 3 report. Thank you.